Samurai and their swordsmanship and bushido. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. But how'd you end up with that hair? This hairstyle, which is now called chonmage, actually had a practical reason. It all started around the 8th century when Japanese courts started adopting Chinese court culture, and the formal attire included a crown. This is a formal crown and this is an informal hat. And court nobles thought that when your crown came off accidentally, it was as embarrassing as pulling your pants down in public. They even slept with their hats on, so they wanted to make sure it stayed put. So they eventually tied their hair like this, and this was eventually called mage, and they tied the crown to this mage. Several centuries later, samurai became leaders of Japanese society, and in their age, like every neighbor problem led to a battle. So they would put on armors and helmets quite often. Let's say this is a helmet. And they soon noticed something very inconvenient. Yeah, before your eyes stands the mightiest warrior of the Azai family, here to kick you. Here to kick your ass! But before that, please give me a second. What? So the Japanese summer is very humid, so their heads were constantly sweaty and itchy, but they couldn't take their helmets off because the #1 cause of death in battle was arrows that could fly into your head anytime. These samurai could aim like GPS-guided missiles on caffeine, while you can't even keep your pee inside the bowl. So at one point, someone in the samurai class said, "That's it! I'd rather live bald than die with hair!" So they picked off each hair with tweezers, all so that they could focus on the battle. This bald part was called sakayaki, and it means rising moon glow. A few more centuries later, peace was attained nationwide and there was no more need to wear helmets. But this hairstyle had become a symbol of samurai loyalty that they were ready to fight anytime. So scholars, doctors, and priests didn't have a sakayaki. They grew hair here to show that they were not the types to engage in violence, and some samurai did it too to show that they were more forward-thinking people. Meanwhile, some peasants imitated the samurai hairstyle, kind of like how we may get the same hairstyle as a celebrity we like, and then that became the norm. The difference was that while samurai liked to tie their mage very tightly, like wearing a formal suit, peasants liked to tie their mage a little loosely, as if to wear baggy clothes for comfort. And they didn't pluck their hair, because ouch, they shaved instead. Now, older people who were actually balding had very little mage, and their hairstyle as a whole was called chonmage because the word for little in Japanese is chotto, and it was called chon then. So the word chonmage might have been used as an insult. And then, in the late 19th century, Japan recommended that its people cut their hair short so that they wouldn't look so exotic to the Western world. The emperor cut his hair short to lead by example, and then Japanese people stopped tying their hair into a mage. Having a mage was considered backward when the whole country was trying to modernize. So perhaps that's why we call all types of mage chonmage now. Nowadays, only sumo wrestlers have a chonmage. So from today, you're gonna call your balding dad Rising Moon Glow!